how's things coming along, getting ready for the first final?
Yeah, it's an exciting time. I think for us to have a home finals, what's exciting the group a lot, and the opportunity of what's ahead. But yeah, you can't look too far ahead. Just be nice and present, and yeah, nothing really changes too much.
A lot of teams sort of adopt a theme for a final series. Has the Storm got a theme for this September?
Yeah, a lot of organisations and teams do themes, but yeah, the coaches come up with something, but that's probably in-house.
How does it feel to be among the premiership favourites, or the premiership favourite?
Yeah, well, I guess we weren't there at the start of the year, so I think the outside noise has probably changed a little bit if that's the case, that we're the favourites. But we're pretty lucky down here in Melbourne. We're pretty sheltered from that, and what's important to us is what's internal and inside our four walls, and we don't really need to look into that. It's finals footy and NRL. Anyone can beat anyone on their day, so it's just important we turn up each week. We're playing with the right mindset, play the right footy, and yeah, that's all we can ask for.
If you can just elaborate on that, the outside noise, why is it an advantage being here? Can you explain what boost that gives you?
I guess it just keeps you like that. I guess you don't you don't get talked up too much, and you don't get brought down too much. So you can just kind of keep about your business, go about your business a certain way, and yeah, I think we're pretty lucky in that sense, and I guess it's pretty known within the group.
I hate to bring it up, but the 2021 campaign, you're a dominant team all season, and then obviously the prelim final didn't go your way. Are you sort of cautious about that? Have you learnt the lessons from that year?
I think that's just experience, isn't it? I think looking back, and we've got a number of guys in the squad still now that were a part of that campaign that can we've all learnt from that. We can take it forward, but yeah, that was a different team. That was an incredible year, and something that you're a bit disappointed about, but that was a completely different side. So it's not too much looking back on that. It's probably a bit of learnt experience, but yeah, this is a whole new team and whole new group, which is exciting.
Harry, who do you think have been the biggest improvers in the side this year? There were guys who caught your eye, like this fella's jumped up from.
In our team, yeah, the list is pretty long. I think, well, obviously Ellie, he did it last year, so he's just built his game and his consistency. I think Will Warbrick's having a massive year with, the confidence in his game. Trenny Liero in the middle, he was an edge back rower last year, and he's probably not getting the accolades of what he brings to our middle and what he's brought to the ruck as a whole. Yeah, so I think those guys have really been big improvers, but you could say that across the board. You've got guys that are new in the team like Shawnee Blore and Jack Howarth. Once Jack's got his opportunity, he's just taken it with both hands. So I think you could say that with everyone across the board. Wishy, what he's done, it's a pretty hard question to answer, really. I've just gone through the whole team.
Yeah, obviously, you're the captain of the side, wearing the number 9 on your back. Is there sort of like following in the steps of Cameron Smith? Does that sort of inspire you? Do you get any advice from him?
I think, yeah, I guess it inspires you. You want to do your part for the club and leave the club in a good place, and that's what Cam did. I guess for the number 9 jersey, but for the club itself. So you really feel a responsibility to I guess follow in that sense. But in saying that too, it's a completely different footy side as well. So we can really lean on Smithy, his experience, what he's learnt over his 1,000 finals games and 1,000 games. But that's the privileged position we're in. But I think it's just exciting that sort of we've all had that apprenticeship coming through, learning off these goats of the game, and now they're in our corner, sort of helping us out, going about our careers.
You seem to just roll with the punches. Has anything changed as your first finals campaign as the captain of the club?
Not really. I think it's just important we keep on top of and keep doing what we've done all season. I think you can't change too much. You know that oppositions are going to be a lot more desperate, and we need to be more desperate ourselves. We need to want it ourselves. But yeah, I think you got to keep it pretty similar. At the end of the day, you're just going out, playing out another 80 minutes of football. But internally, you know your strengths and you know what needs to raise a level.
And just following up from Roy's question about the improvements across, do you think maybe that's the difference between this side and last year's side, that you've got those guys that are all, probably playing at their best?
I think it's a credit to our coaching staff, our performance staff, and the system in general. I think you look at the squad at the moment; it's been together for a number of years, so that just goes to show you put the time into it, you put the hard work into it, and it'll reward you. And yeah, I don't think you can say that too much because we haven't achieved the success that we don't want to, but finishing the regular season this year compared to last year, I feel like there's a lot of players that have grown within the system, understand what it's like to be a Melbourne Storm player week to week.
The Sharks won here earlier this year. Do you look back and what happened in that game, or do you sort of move on from that?
Yeah, I guess you can take some learnings from it, for sure. I think learnings of what their strengths are as well, but that was a fair while ago. We're a different team now and they're a different team, so I think I'll leave that up to the coaches to really, I guess, pull apart the opposition and highlight our game. And it's just up to us as players to go out there and do it to our best of our ability.
Few injuries this year, Harry. Do you feel like you've finally got all the pieces of the squad together at the right time?
Yeah, I guess a lot of teams go through injuries. It's part of sport. It's part of professional sport. We're lucky we've got a good medical team on board that we all trust. So, when you are going through those times, it's not too far away, or you're really confident in their opinions. But I guess it's really galvanised the group and given guys an opportunity throughout the year to, sort of come in, play a few games and feel really comfortable and confident within their standings within the squad and, NRL level. You see guys like Grant Anderson, if he was called upon, he's from last year, he's grown so much that he's so confident to just take his opportunity, and same with Wishy. So I think that's really good for the group. But at the end of the day, you can only play with the 17 you got. We've got 17 this week, and hopefully we can keep that 17 for the next few weeks.
How much harder does that make Craig's job at the selection team?
Well, that's why he's on a shit ton of money.
What do you think Nicho's mindset will be? I guess there's a lot of pressure on him to deliver for this Cronulla team.
Yeah, I guess there is, but you probably look at Nicho, the way his game's evolutionised. When he first went to Cronulla, he was probably free-flowing and just playing footy, and then he's probably sort of developed a bit more game management, and then having this ankle injury, he's probably coming into the team and being a bit selfless and understanding that the team's been winning, so he's sort of got to chime in with his own little pieces here and there. So I don't know. I think it's more so on us as defending or stopping Cronulla as a team rather than just Nicho. I think a lot of I guess outside noise put a lot of expectation or pressure on him, but he's one man in a team. So at the end of the day, there's going to be 13 blokes in a Cronulla jersey that we got to stop.
He's had his critics that he hasn't performed on the big stage under pressure. I guess Origin Arena would be, I guess, the thing that people might point to, but obviously you see a lot more of him or to him than that in terms of what he can bring to the side.
Yeah, for sure. I know what he can bring to a side, what his strengths are, and not even on the field, like what he does for the team off the field and in bringing a group together, galvanising a group. So, I think he'll be out to prove some critics wrong this weekend, and hopefully we can do a good job of shutting him down. But in saying that, like I said before, I think he's got to have blokes around him to play well, and that's the way that Cronulla have been playing over the last couple of months, they're really humming along, and that's what you expect. So I think it's more so about the whole 13 rather than the whole 13 on the field rather than just Nicho.
Would you say Jerome's a lock for the Dally-M at this stage?
That's what he's been saying around the group. Nah. I think so. He's been the most influential and, probably the best player in the competition consistently over the course of the season. But I know Hughesy's probably, he's very selfless and he's not thinking about that. He's thinking about our team and, what he can do well for our team and where we want to push forward to. So I think that'll take care of itself. It's done now. So, you can't score any more points in the finals. So it's probably, hopefully he just keeps playing the way it is. Maybe we might have to bring in a mini Dally-M for him and he might keep playing well.
Harry, just on Jerome, what do you think it is this year that he's doing that have made more people take notice? Because down here we've seen him play brilliantly for years.
Yeah. Well, that's it really, isn't it? Like, I don't think there's been too much different over the last few years. He's probably just been one of the most underrated players in the comp, most underrated halves, and finally he's getting a bit of recognition or a bit of hype around that, but not that he seeks that, but it's probably, like you said, he's probably flew under the radar a little bit down here, but I guess he's just making the most of the opportunities he has and really just taking the team on his back. He understands he's the halfback and he just wants to lead from the front and take charge. So I think we're in a good position if he can take his form into the finals.